Good evening, friends. Welcome to another session of Guftagu, the free formatted chat that we have it every week on Tuesday. And I I can see, I'm not sure how many new faces are there. I think people will be joining. Quite a few familiar faces. So welcome all of you. Uh, I will need some help this today as I have some unscheduled guests who have come into our place. So I spoke to Firoz some time back, and it was too late for us to cancel or reschedule it. So we will continue with it. All that I can do is I'll set the ball rolling, and I will take leave from you folks, and I'll make a small request to our senior most uh, friend, philosopher, and guide, Mr. KGY Raman, to take us through the session after I leave. It's a humble request, Raman sir, as I have a
Okay, my difficulty is knowledge of Hindi zero,
no,
very minimal.
that is not an issue, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so that being
I'll
the
try
case,
to. I, I'll
yeah,
try to. I can speak in English. Perhaps somebody can do it a translation. Duboshi for me.
that is doable, I suppose. Either Firoz can come in or Dolly ji can come in, who can uh, convert, or I should not say exactly translate. So I mean, it's communication essentially. जो भी है हम एक दूसरे के साथ.
Anyway, we will manage. We will manage. The
Thank you,
show
sir.
should
Thank
go
you
on.
so much. Yeah. So as to go on, exactly. That is the
The
point.
show,
So I'm
the
so
show
glad that very
must
sportingly you
go
have
on.
taken up.
That's what they say.
You have taken it up very sportingly without any prior notice. So
Freeze.
huge round of appreciation for that, because I must move on. So all that I will say is that it's a topic which indirectly we have spoken about sometime in the past as a free formatted talk. We are going to be talking about uh, development driven, a whole lot of things that have now happened as a result. Now at this stage and age of our life, what are we missing? If one asks me what are you missing, uh, my immediate response would be that a lot of conveniences when we sit at home and do, लेकिन जो मज़ा स्टेशन में या टिकट काउंटर में खड़े होकर टिकट खरीदने में जो था, आजकल वो नहीं रहा. सिमिलरली द फूड हैबिट्स हैव चेंज, बहुत कुछ चेंज हुआ है. सो वी आर गोइंग टू बी टॉकिंग अबाउट द चेंजेस दैट हैव हैपेंड एंड दैट वी आर मिसिंग. इफ आई वेर टू टॉक टू माई डैड, ही वुड हैव सेड दैट आई ग्रू अप इन ए विलेज. वहाँ पे छोटे छोटे ताले नाले थे, पॉन्ड्स थे. We used to go and swim in small wherever there was available water. It would be ponds, it may not necessarily be rivers. फिर बॉम्बे में आने के बाद वो कुछ नहीं मिला. सो दैट वाज देयर प्रॉबेबली एक्सपीरियंस, बिकॉज गांव में, देश में, मुल्क में ये सब होती है. But we grew up, at least myself, I grew up in Bombay, a city life was different. We saw a lot more vehicles than what people in uh, Kollangod had seen at that point in time. So the changes and the evolution, this is what we will be speaking about. I will definitely look at the recordings, and I will hand over the baton to Mr. Raman to continue. Thank you so much for being supportive and
Oh,
cooperative.
let me just seek one clarification.
Yes,
What we are going to discuss is what we miss in today's lifestyle
right.
as compared to what our lifestyles were, right?
Right, exactly.
It's like that.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And my take
Okay,
is
sir.
that it
Thank
is
you.
all due to the development that has happened, and it has its own positives and negatives. So we have been looking at positives. So what are we missing today? So it is just like, when we go to
Okay.
US or some other country, we miss our Indian food. And what do you miss? Oh,
Mhm.
bhel puri, pav bhaji, barabar milta nahi hai. That kind of a thing also. A lot of things. So what we are missing today, we are aware, because now the travel abroad has become a way of life for many. Because many of us have our kids settled abroad, so वो भी जाना पड़ता है. उन्हें भी I know that Madam Australia को कौन गई है? One of our group colleagues, she has gone. So that is the thing. We'll miss a lot of things even now, not necessarily what we went through as younger kids or whatever. So that is the point, and then we can elaborate in and around that. That is the whole story we can weave around certain
Okay.
thoughts. Okay, so I'm
Okay.
bidding goodbye to all of you to entertain the guests who have come. Sorry about this. And once again, thank you, Mr. Raman, for taking over. And Firoz,
Okay, sir.
thank you for your understanding, and Archana too.
Thanks a lot, Ravi
So
sir.
I leave the meeting. Thank you very much. All the best.
Okay. Okay, so be it. A poor substitute for Mr. Lex, who has a way of conducting things. Okay, then. Now that we know what we are supposed to talk about, I would like to start get the ball rolling by making a very few observations about what we miss today compared to what it was that we enjoyed in the bygone days. When I say that, I can go back to even 65 plus years from today. Okay, because that is the time when I had my what shall we say, my mental development mature enough to look around and notice what is going on and record. So maybe from about the time I was 9 years old, that would be 1947. So what is it that we miss today that we thoroughly enjoyed in the olden days? When this question is put to me, the first thing I would like to say is we drank water from the rivers and streams in 1947, 48, 49, 50 thereabouts. We used to get our entire drinking water from the streams and the rivers. Now you have to pay a hefty fee. Our drinking water costs about 85 rupees per a 20-liter can. Bisleri, because we are terrified of drinking anything less than that. That they call it superstition, whatever. This is one thing. The great amount of pollution that has taken place now was not there. And only when we see the bad effects of the smog, the industrial waste, you see, when you go to a running river, maybe Ganga, Yamuna may be an exception. Even that in Varanasi, when I was there, I saw so much of sewage water joining the river and making the holy river dirty. It was not so in our times. And this is one of this one aspect, a better environment which we thoroughly enjoyed, not knowing the merits of that. We know its worth only when we see the bad things happening around us today. This is number one for me. The next is the bondage in person, face to face, meeting with our relatives, all kinds of relatives. We come from a very big, I come from a very big family. Today we count about 220 to 250 members who are in close touch thanks to WhatsApp. But the personal rapport which happened in marriages, in festival days, in summer vacation time, that kind of bonding is something I miss. Then, good amount of reading material that was available in those days. In Tamil, that is the language that is my mother tongue, and English, we used to get very decent books, not having any obscene paragraphs, any vulgarity thrown in. very clean writing, fiction or non-fiction. Now there is a lot of technological books, knowledge books, self-improvement books. Yes, but fiction novel wise, we do not have a V.S. Gantega, or we do not have a Jayakantan in Tamil, Janaki Raman. So many big, very great writers were in Tamil. I don't know about Hindi because, as mentioned at the start, I am not very familiar with Hindi as a language and also Hindi as reading, Hindi materials for reading. So the forum, the floor is open for friends who would like to chip in with what is it that they miss most. It was there at that time, but now it is not there, which makes me sad. What is your list? My list is environment, family get-togethers, travel. I don't do much travel today these days due to age, so I won't blame it on the passage of time. So I request friends to come forward to share their experiences. Mr. Satyanarayan has raised his hand. Welcome, Mr. Satyanarayan, sir, for your contribution to the topic. And we have one more. Mr. Satyanarayan, please come forward.
Are you able to hear?
Yeah, sir. Excellent.
So good evening to you and all the participants who have joined this session right now.
Okay.
So I heard your experience of the past and the present, the comparison what you said right now. The main thing is that I too, what you said that post 1965, okay. So that was the age where we could able to memorize and make the clear visibility of the environment sites. Okay. Now the major difference at that time, I too, because at that time I was in the missionary schools. I studied in the missionary schools. I studied in the missionary college also. So at that time we used to speak in English only till I was joined my services. So the family attachment, the family interactions, the family exchange of opinions, exchange of thoughts, sitting together. When I used to go to my native place where my maternal uncles used to stay in Tamil Nadu at the remote village sites, there one river was there, that is Amaravati river was there. We used to be playing in the bright moon in the evening after 7:30 like that. In between, I can speak in the Hindi also so that others can also understand. Mr.
Definitely, sir. Welcome.
Firoz, my Indian
I understand Hindi.
Okay.
I cannot speak Hindi, but I understand it well enough.
Yeah, I can
Welcome
speak
to shift to Hindi so that
I can speak
no,
fully
not
English.
necessarily.
There are certain participants who
I
can
think Hindi is our national language.
Yeah. तो हम लोग क्या करते थे जब नदी
Yeah,
किनारे जाते
definitely,
थे,
I think.
हाँ, जब नदी किनारे बैठते थे हम लोग शाम के टाइम में, वही 7 साढ़े 7 बजे फुल पूर्णिमा का रात रहती थी. नदी किनारे में जो बैंक साइड में जो रेत रहता था उसमें से ऐसे गड्ढा करके हम लोग पानी निकाल के पीते थे. That was 100% filtered water. Bank side, river bank side, we used to dig that sand, and from the sand that a stream which comes from that this thing inside from the bottom side, that we used to drink as a potable water, and that water was very clean and filtered water that we are not seeing at the present stage. And that time we used to drink from the stream side also, from that digging of the sand side also. And the major difference, the type of eating which we used to get and which we are eating right now, the multiple menu. Once when I was traveling towards the Toronto via Frankfurt, so from Mumbai I catch that Kingfisher flight. So via Frankfurt I used to go to Toronto. From Mumbai to Frankfurt, they have given me this Indian breakfast, Indian meals, Indian breakfast. when the changeover flight I took from the Frankfurt to Toronto, when I asked their meals, they've given me that this thing, that what I say, that pasta.
Oh,
So that was the first in my life at the age of 69. At the age of 69, that was the first time in my life I tasted pasta. Before that, I have never heard the pasta. I never touched it. I never tasted it. So that difference in the eateries, the difference of the language, the difference of the barriers of that state-wise, country-wise, that is totally changed actually. When first time I'd been to abroad, nobody used to understand the English side. I had been to US when my daughter was there in New Jersey. I rarely used to take the beetle as not an habituated. बीच में कभी पान लेता था, once in a while, once in a blue moon you can take. I searched in New Jersey, एक भी पान ठेला नहीं मिला मेरे को. Entire US में, New US में पान ठेला नहीं मिला. एक कॉर्नर में देखा था, एक गुजराती वाला बैठा था उधर पे. बोले साहब पान मेरे पास में $1 का एक पान आप लीजिए बोले. ठीक है.
Are you speaking about betel leaves?
Yeah, betel leaves. Betel leaves, correct. Betel leaves. Okay. तो एक गुजराती वाला मिला. He told me, Sam, I got that one. When $1 I can give the beetle. So that drastic change when we used to addict at that this thing in that Indian side, some in the functions and ceremonies, after meals normally we used to take the pan, but in the US I didn't find it anywhere. Okay, so this major difference is there in the past and the present. In the past we used to play in the open ground. Maximum hours we used to play in open ground. Now we see that everything is available in the indoor sides only. The gym is available inside only. We used to make that yogas and everything on the open ground. Now everything has become the inside of the indoor games. The gyms, the yogas, and everything has become the indoor games in the present state. So this is a major difference of the past and this present life. Though we have gained many things in the knowledge-wise also. We have achieved the knowledge. We have achieved the digital world. We have stepped into the digital world. We have learned this how to operate the computers, how to operate the mobile. At that time, only one trunk call was there for the whole family. Now, each member of the family are having that handsets. Previously, घर में बोलेगा अरे साहब फोन आ रहा है, some elderly person used to attend. Abhi even every children's day.
No. Here I would like to interrupt. Excuse me for interrupting.
Yeah, please.
Now you are saying you are counting the improvements today which were not available yesterday, right? That is not our topic. Our topic is it was there then. I enjoyed it. I don't have it now. So telecommunication, it has become sophisticated, comfortable, far cheaper. So it is on the other side of the menu.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So what we are missing, that actually we have to talk, right? What we are missing, that we have to talk, right?
Yes, what we are missing due to passage of time.
Yeah, please.
The ancient, the good old days. In other words, the good old days, things that were so good, and it is not here anymore.
So in olden days, our days, we used to play everything free of cost. Now we could not able to play anything in the free of cost. Everything is chargeable. So that we are missing, that freeness of the environment, the freeness of playing, the freeness of sports. So that's something we are missing at this present age. For everything we have to register, for everything we have to go for. So there are lack of this thing is there in these things. So that only I am missing in that present life. That only I want to say.
Thank you.
That much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We have Mr. Rajkumar Bhagchandani who has raised his hand. Welcome, sir. Please make your presence felt. let us see your video and please proceed.
Thank you, Raman ji.
Thank you, sir.
Basically, I am from Lucknow, so वहाँ पे तो हिंदी सबसे शुद्ध भाषा में बोली जाती है, और अभी एट प्रेजेंट दिल्ली में रह रहा हूँ, मोस्ट पोल्यूटेड सिटी ऑफ आवर कंट्री, और यहाँ पे अब मुझे अंतर महसूस होता है। और बचपन मेरा बीता है शिमला में, यानी क्लास 1 से लेके 4 तक मैं शिमला में था। वहाँ का एनवायरनमेंट, फिर लखनऊ का एनवायरनमेंट, उसके बाद फिर अब दिल्ली का एनवायरनमेंट, ऐसा लगता है कि जैसे सांस फूल रही है। अब तो लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंसेस हियर। सबसे पहला तो हमारा एटमॉस्फेयर, एनवायरनमेंट, यहाँ सांस लेने में हम लोग, उस बचपन की बात बता रहा हूँ, शिमला की बात बता रहा हूँ, जहाँ पे हमको पैदल जो हम चलते थे 20-32 किलोमीटर, तो स्कूल की जो पिकनिक होती थी उसमें जाते थे। 16 किलोमीटर जाना, 16 किलोमीटर वापस आना। ऐसा ग्रेग नैनो करके प्लेस थी शिमला में, वहां पे हम स्कूल की ट्रिप होती थी पैदल जाना। अब पैदल चलना तो मेरे ख्याल से यहाँ कोई है, बगल में भी जाना हो तो स्कूटी निकाल लेते हैं। ये बात डिफरेंस देखा होगा। पैदल चलना अब सब लोगों के लिए वॉकिंग कर लेते हैं जाके सुबह, लेकिन अगर कहा जाए कि एक 5 किलोमीटर जाना है, नोबडी विल गो। एक तो वो मिस करते हैं पैदल चलना, बहुत सबसे पहला। दूसरा, और उस समय खाने पीने में कोई अल्ट्रेशन नहीं था। अब तो हर चीज, जैसे हम खीरा भी खाते हैं, ककड़ी, तो वो भी छिलका इतना मोटा होता है आजकल, इंजेक्टेड होता है, कि जो खाने की क्वालिटी है बहुत वास्ट डिफरेंस, जो नेचुरलिटी खत्म। तीसरा, अगर आप सब गांव से हैं, मैं भी रहा हूँ शिमला में, तो वहां पे पहले गाय को बिनोला देते थे। उसकी महक इतनी होती थी कि दूर से पता चलता कि बिनोला इस समय दिया जा रहा है गाय को, सो दैट मिल्क अच्छा मिलता था, नेचुरल मिलता था। अब वो मिल्क
What is
कहाँ?
what is Benola, by the way? What is Benola?
बिनोला इज एक एक गाय के लिए चारा होता है, एक मिक्सचर होता है, जो पंजाब में ही मिलता है। अभी यहाँ दिल्ली में कहीं भी मिलता नहीं है, मुश्किल है। ये सिर्फ पंजाब साइड, एंड पहले ये शिमला पंजाब में था, तो वहां पे अभी भी मिलता है ये बिनोला। एक तरह के आपका क्या बोलेंगे उसको, एनर्जेटिक फूड होता है, उसी में ही आपका ही मिला हुआ।
Something to drink or something to eat?
नो नो, ये नेचुरल है वहां का वो।
Something like a cucumber?
नो नो, कुकुम्बर तो आजकल वो ये एक अब मैं जो गांव में रहे हूँ, या जो यहाँ मेरे और साथी अगर जानते हो बिनोला, आप उसमें देखिएगा, गूगल में शायद मिल जाएगा।
Okay, Google में सर्च करूंगा मैं।
उससे क्या था, मिल्क बहुत अच्छा मिलता था उस जमाने में,
हाँ
जो कि इस जमाने में मिल्क कहीं नहीं मिलता है।
जी
नेचुरल जो
हाँ।
मिल्क हम लोग भैंस के, गाय का लेके जो हम लोग पीते थे, वो मिल्क अब मिसिंग होती है। अब मिल्क तो है ही नहीं। मेरे को तो कभी कभी ये लगता है कि हम लोग जो इवन पी रहे हैं वो टोटली
कपास का पौधा होता है बिनोला।
हाँ, ये हो सकता है, कपास और ये कई चीजें होती हैं
इस
उसके अंदर मिक्सचर।
कपास का जो ऑयल है वो सैलेड वगैरह में भी यूज होता है। तो बिनोला ये गाय को खिलाया जाता है, उसको न्यूट्रिशंस देने के लिए, ताकि जो दूध दे वो अच्छा दे।
अच्छा ले।
उसमें अच्छा, हाँ, तो वो उसके गाय को खिलाया जाता है ये उसके चारे में मिला के।
जी जी जी, बिल्कुल। तो वो
ये
चीज जो है,
यूपी में बहुत मिलता है, ऐसा नहीं पंजाब में, यूपी में मिलता है।
यूपी में भी मिलता है।
यस।
तो मेरा कहने का था कि अब वो दूध जो है वो मिसिंग है, टोटली मिसिंग है। कहीं हम लोग तो बकरी का दूध वैसे ही डायरेक्ट गाय का लेते थे बचपन में, वो अब यहाँ दूध नहीं मिल पाता है। नंबर वन। तीसरा है, वो जो खत लिखा करते थे कभी किसी जमाने में, वो खत अब मिसिंग है बहुत। जो
हाँ
मोहब्बत
yes.
प्यार के और इसके कई तरह के अपनी इच्छाएं व्यक्त करते थे पत्र के थ्रू, वो अब यहाँ मिलता है। अब कहाँ, तो सिर्फ 2 मिनट मैसेज कर लिया। सबसे मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट, फ्रेंड सर्किल। जो फ्रेंड सर्किल हम लोग बैठ के कॉलेज से आते ही बैग रखा और भाग जाते थे फील्ड में खेलने के लिए। वो अब यहाँ पे हम ना बच्चों को देखते हैं ना अपने आप को कर पाते हैं। वो मिसिंग है, सबसे बड़ी मिसिंग। फ्रेंड सर्किल कम होता जा रहा है और फ्रेंड सर्किल इसमें मोबाइल में ज्यादा बढ़ता जा रहा है। पर्सनल मीटिंग जो होती थी वो अब नहीं रही। हम लोग रात को बैठ के अंताक्षरी खेला करते थे सिर्फ वर्ड्स पे या म्यूजिक की ट्यून पे। वो अब मिसिंग है कि हम लोग अंताक्षरी खेलते थे उस समय।
लेकिन
तो
आप अभी भी खेल सकते हैं अंताक्षरी जैसे
हाँ
टाइम,
खेलते
अभी भी
हैं,
खेल सकते हैं क्या?
लेकिन वहां हम लोग इकट्ठे पर्सनली बैठ के मिला करते हैं, अब वो नहीं मिल पाते हैं। अब हमने शुरू किया है, ये हमारा लाफिंग क्लब है एक, हमारे ऑल सीनियर सिटीजन का। हम लोग करीब करीब 58 लोग हैं जहाँ पे हम रोज एवरी संडे सिंगिंग
हम्म।
हैं और थोड़ी सी बैठ के गुफ्तगू करते हैं, जैसे आज हम आपके साथ कर रहे हैं। इंटरेक्शन बिटवीन द यूपी एंड साउथ एंड मुंबई, सबके साथ आज मुलाकात हो रही है। ये मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ी बात है। इट इज दी
अच्छा,
आज के जमाने की देन है। लेकिन
वेरी
वो
गुड।
जमाने में, हमारे जमाने में जो लेटर और ये बातें होती थी वो बड़ी मुश्किल से होती थी। फ्रेंड सर्किल बहुत ज्यादा था, अब फ्रेंड सर्किल बहुत कम होता जा रहा है। हाँ, व्हाट्सएप और फेसबुक पे बहुत बढ़ गए। 250, 300, 500 तक उन्होंने फेसबुक पे देखे हैं, कई फॉलोअर्स हो जाते हैं। लेकिन पर्सनली भी देखा जाए तो कोई किसी का नहीं मिल पाता है। एक ये मिसिंग करते हैं हम। बाकी तो बहुत कुछ है। बाकी
I
लोग
don't
भी
know. I don't know whether we could say that in the good old days, people loved to receive guests. Okay, five
यस
people arriving in your home for a stay, say 5 to 10 days. You will welcome it. We love it, and the
यस
children have a very nice time. But nowadays, if five people are coming, where
तो
we are all terrified, how are we
यस
going to accommodate them? Where will they
दिस
sleep? There is only one AC bedroom.
राइट
There
राइट
is, my gas cooker, pressure stove can cook only for three. Now I have to cook for eight. This is the shrinking of the family. Anyway, there are two sides to the question, that the interaction with friends face to face may have come difficult now because
यस
we were all living close together in those days.
यस
Nobody lived more than 50 kilometers away, right? But now it is not though. Somebody is in New Jersey, somebody is in Ethiopia. So, no way. And you have to rely on this FaceTime, on Zoom, on WhatsApp video call and kind of stuff.
इवन
That
बच्चे
is,
भी पसंद नहीं करते हैं इंटर, बच्चे भी पर्सनल साथ
yeah.
रहना बहुत मुश्किल करते हैं, बहुत।
And I have noticed there's some reluctance on part of the children to mingle freely with other kids in the
यस
family. See, they shy away. Hey, your cousin has come sit here, say hello to him, and he will come and say hello and walk away.
या डेफिनेटली।
This was not so in the olden times. Thank you, sir.
वो गोल्डन डेज याद करते हैं एंड सल्यूट टू दैट ऑल पीपल।
There, there
थैंक यू
there is
थैंक
a notion that all old people consider the bygone days as bittersweet. This
यू।
has
यस
been going on for centuries. Even in the kind of Pallavas, Cholas, and Rashtrakutas, Ashok, Maurya, Chandragupta time, after that, somebody would have been sitting and saying, "Oh, those were the time when he had very nice time. Now
यस
everything has changed. Now people are irresponsible and kind of thing." That is perhaps natural. But anyway, this is the third person we hear today talking about the environment is the first priority that we are missing. And the day is not far off, they say, when people may have to go outside their house with an oxygen can for use in case of emergency. That will come at a price of 25 rupees or 32 rupees, what have you. And that is the civilization is taking us to that condition. Yes, now we have next volunteer ready. I am glad and I am
लोनलीनेस इज
happy.
देयर, लोनलीनेस
Sir,
इज देयर। थैंक
Saroj Vasaji, please come forward and let us hear you. Please unmute and
Hello,
speak.
namaste everyone.
Namaste.
It's very interesting topic, though we try to forget the past and always try to remember, always try to be in present. But now today you are telling us to talk about the past. So,
Yes.
okay. So when I was young, we had some animals at home. We had a cow and a goat,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
we had some hens, about a dozen of hens, and we
Mm.
had birds, lovebirds, and we used to
Oh.
live very close to the beach. At that time, I'm from Mumbai, and I used to live near a beach. And whenever there was low tide, I used to go down and play in the sand and catch the crabs, और वो जो
Mm.
क्रैब होता है ना, उसको उसके पैर को हम धागा बांध के उसको चलाते थे. So all
We are
those things
terrified
are
of
like a
we are
memory which
terrified of
we
crabs, you
hardly
know.
see now.
Crabs.
And I had a lot of time with my brothers and my cousins whenever there used to be holidays. Mostly we used to go to my grandmother's place, and I had six aunties and six mamas, six masi and six mamas. So their children, and we all used to be um, in a very small house, you know. Actually, we came from Pakistan after the partition, and my grandmother used to live in camp. They were put in a camp. In a camp, like now, what we have a hall here, whoever in a apartment room. That hall was a house for three families. So
Oh.
in one of that small family, which was cordoned by the gunny bags, in that we used to be like more than 20 cousin brothers and sisters and all the elders. We used to live, and we used to play outside, you know, outdoor games, you know, pakada pakadi and coco, langdi and all that, which we hardly see, you know. And our grandchildren, they don't even know about it. Then because I was very close to beach, we used to enjoy the beach, you know, swimming in the sea water, and playing different kind of games in the sand. And then when I grew up little more, I used to play gudda guddi ka khel, you know, but gudiya ki shadi with my friends, gudiya. And you know, I after some time I had changed my mind. I don't want goodie, I want good eye only, you know, because all the goodies are going. I want a good eye, you know, so that all the goodies come to my house. So that's the thing. Now we hardly see even girls playing with the dolls. I used to have about 12, 15 dolls, and remember that time, first time I saw a doll, when you put her to sleep, that she used to close the eyes. You know, that was something new for me. कि एक डॉल भी जो है आंख बंद कर सकती है, पर आजकल तो कितनी सारी गुड़ियाएं हैं, अलग अलग कुछ कुछ करते रहते हैं. सो दैट इज अनदर थिंग्स. एंड उसके बाद भी और थोड़े बड़े हुए हम, तो घर में हमको सिखाते थे एम्ब्रॉयडरी करो, थोड़ा बहुत सियो, स्टिचिंग करो, निटिंग करो. लाइक आजकल तो कोई नहीं करता है, और हमने भी थोड़ा टाइम करे, बाद में छोड़ दिया उसको. तो अभी नाउ व्हेन आई एम रिटायर्ड, आई डू निटिंग एंड sewing, which I used to do in my childhood. But I see the younger generation, they are not into it because they say आजकल तो सब कुछ बाजार में मिल जाता है, इतना मेहनत करने की क्या जरूरत है. So that also they don't do. There are not many things, you know. We used to play harmonium when I was young, but because of my busy career and my studies, I couldn't pursue that. But it's okay. The things what were giving us pleasure, now that there are different things, change is the norm of the life. So we have to accept it. बीत गया वो बीत गया, भी ठीक है. जो अभी भी है वो भी अच्छा है, पहले था वो भी अच्छा ही था. Thank you so much.
Sir, you're muted, sir. Sir, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that is quite true. You see, one of these, the celebration of festivals, their emotional attachment to the festival seems to be on the decline nowadays. The
Yes.
modern lifestyle, it has no room for many things. Or if somebody goes to a great amount of strain, knitting something, let us say, and the child in the family will say, "Oh, grandma, why do you bother? I can go to the supermarket and get it in 5 seconds. Don't waste your time." And also the food, the snacks. You see, homemade was the slogan those days. And, there was no alternate. There were only a very few shops selling snack items.
True. We used to make
Now
all the snacks and sweets.
every blessed thing, and it has made us, it has now made us almost forget all these things. And the shop wala now says, just like your homemade food. He sells you, telling you that it is just like homemade. When you have the original homemade you can afford, why do you want to buy something that is just like homemade? This is one of the change of mindset that we see. And by the way, there are no, I don't see any raised hands, which means we will have to call somebody and force them to speak on that. So please come by yourselves one by one. Let us see, share what you have to say on this subject. After all, you get the feel of it, right? So shall we start with Asha ji now? Asha Jamkar seems to be moving about, ready to start.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I heard everybody's and I agree to everybody. And I also remember during my childhood days, the kind of games I had been playing. I hardly observe such kind of games these days, children playing outside, like Pittu and Catch Cat and all, Corner, LO in London, Statue. Those games, somehow they were also very interesting. And these days children are mostly busy, they are in video games. This is the biggest difference I find. And another thing, during childhood days when we used to go out somewhere with our friends, 8 years old to 10 years old, that age, if there used to be any guava tree and all on our way, then we had been climbing and plucking those guavas ourselves and eating. That was something very much satisfying, that we have plucked it ourselves. Now,
even if they are raw, they will be very, we will love it, even when they are not ripe.
Exactly. So that used to be a different kind of fun. So all that is being missed out because I hardly observe such things, such situations here, that hardly that kind of trees are seen anywhere. Even if it is in somebody else's compound, nobody will go ever to others' compound and try to pluck. So those days, hardly there used to be like that private and all that. It used to be open, mostly open to all kind, somewhere on the ground nearby, at the roadside. So like that. And another thing I felt, that emotions are little lacking than compared to those days, our days. See, lifestyle has changed, as we have discussed regarding eating habits. Yes, that is there. Also, when we are like sometimes alone at home and we feel like sharing some feelings to somebody, somehow to some of our friends or neighbors, say, these days things have become so formal that we have to take an appointment to knock someone's door.
Yeah.
Those days things were not like that. Like the neighboring auntie used to come at our place anytime. My mother could go anytime and visit her place. You know, the flow of incoming people and going was there continuously. Things have changed a lot in that regard also. Suddenly we cannot just go. We have to find
Yeah.
out if the person is
Definitely.
free. So
You can't go take the trouble of going there, paying for a taxi maybe, and find the door locked. They have gone to a movie, maybe.
yes,
But with all the
yes,
communications. So, and now it is easy to say, I am coming to your house. Because the mobile,
yes.
it's only a mobile call away. Previously, that was not so. I think Mr. Rajkumar ji mentioned about correspondence, writing letters. And yes, I wanted to say, second the motion. Letters.
Yes.
Really, I loved reading letters from a mother who was not very educated person. She was only a second standard, third standard person. She wrote very the faulty and ungrammatical language, but you could see
Yes.
her. It is almost as though you could see her heart speaking out to you. The
Yes.
concern
Yes.
and the affection, the inquiry.
Yes.
They ask about things. Did you have your so and so? Did you have your evening coffee? Is the coffee good? Are they serving it hot? My mother used to be very choosy about her coffee. And she had very strict rules about how it is to be made and all that. And of course, the coffee tasted divine. I stopped taking coffee nowadays. Coffee has become so much polluted, like all other environment. Even coffee seeds seem to have lost their virtue.
Yes. So feeling expressions where the feelings were expressed through letters and greeting cards we used to make. All that is missed out now. Simply through WhatsApp we send messages and greetings.
Happy Diwali to you. That's all. Yes.
That is what. Otherwise, we accept the change, whatever is for good.
No
there.
choice, no choice at all. You have to accept the change and live with it. Make some adjustments
Yes.
here and there, and enjoy the
Correct.
show. Such as, and 40 years from today, people will be talking. Oh, those were the days in 2024. It was like this. Now I miss it. Definitely, that's
Yes.
going to happen too.
Certainly.
Thank you very much. Any more volunteers, please? So many people are hearing. They will have their 2 cents of contribution to make.
Raman, I want to tell you something. I'm enjoying
Definitely.
everybody's experience, and I'm enjoying because I don't have such experience. I lived a very, very rigid life, very restricted life, not allowed to go anywhere. We will just stuck in one room. So don't have much that sort of experience. But yes, I miss my principal who used to love me, and I've got love from her. I miss my that school days where I can actually speaking to somebody or enjoyed my school life more than my house life. So I miss that. I miss my principal who used to love me, and I was feeling a mother feeling from her only. So nothing much experience And whatever I think I have missed, God has blessed me to enjoy with a change now. So I am enjoying these days because I never got freedom. Sir, your phone is muted. You are muted, sir. I can't hear you.
You are the exception to the rule. We live.
Yes,
It's remarkable. Yes, we enjoyed
it's
that.
never,
You see, somewhere.
no friends, nothing. So not allowed
Wha-
to speak to anybody, not allowed to go out
Why?
anywhere.
Why?
They were
Yeah.
actually very rigid, sort of. My family was very rigid, very restricted. So not being anywhere, just whenever we are going to school, even with somebody, we can go with somebody, they can drop us then. And then after that, there is one room, we have to live in that room and not allowed to play anywhere, not allowed to go. But whatever has been done, that is done with only the school only. So there is hardly anything, and I can see that I've given my children that freedom. So whatever I have not got, but enjoying that, everybody sharing their experience, I'm enjoying that all.
It is quite.
I used to,
I,
I used
I
to
don't know
listen.
exactly. Okay.
No, I used to
I don't.
listen music. 12 se
Oh.
12:30, the old Hindi songs they used to come. That time it was ki I will go to the bathroom and then I will be there with my transistor. And that half an hour I used to enjoy that. That was the life I led. So nice hearing everybody's good experience. Thank
Why
you.
I don't. I am not able to understand this situation where the children are brought up in a very rigid way, not allowed to go out of one room in the house. I don't know, but perhaps parents had a very strong reason for that. Maybe there was something in the past about
We
which
have
they were
never
afraid.
asked, no, we had never asked any question to our parents. And I raised one question because when after giving birth to my two children to my dad, when you can't protect, when you can't give freedom, then why you've given birth to the children? So there was no answer. So earlier, that we used to follow whatever they used to tell, and that was the, like a fine line to follow all that instructions. So for that reason, I never celebrated my birthday before. Because I used to feel when I'll call somebody in my house for my birthday, so I have to go to their house also if they'll invite me. So never celebrated my birthday. And now after my marriage, one of our family, my brother-in-law's daughter, she and I was sharing the birthday. And that time I first time cut my cake after my marriage. Never celebrated even my birthdays. For that reason, I think I came into the school line and I have given lots of children that freedom. There are lots of, I was a bridge between the children and the parents. So whatever I have not got, I thought that has to be given to the community. I did that with my work and enjoyed my maybe that
Nice.
childhood in
Nice.
them. Thank you so much, sir.
Nice to hear that. As for birthdays, I have something to contribute here. I did not know what my birthday was till the time I was 14 years of age. 14 or 15 even. My father's elder brother took me to a school, change of station, change of school. And he admitted me as a private student because we shifted the stations without getting a TC from the old school. And when the date of birth was one of the column to be filled, my uncle asked me, "What's your date of birth?" And I told him, "I don't know." So what he did was he approximately calculated my year of birth and looked at the calendar. It was 21st June. So he said 21st June 1939. I got admitted in the school, and that is my official date of birth till now. So celebration of birthdays was unknown to me also in my younger days, and almost nobody celebrated their birthdays in those days. I don't remember any. I think Saroj Vastaji has something to say. Let us hear her. Welcome, ma'am. Please unmute. Please unmute.
If other people don't want to speak, I can share a childhood story. I can give chance to other people if Manjula wants to speak.
I love hearing your stories.
Wow, good. Then, we used to get some change, some little pocket money to use in the school. Some coins we used to get, which we hardly see in India now. That time it was, ek paisa and do paise, charana, like we used to have. Nowadays, nobody knows about them. And once what had happened, there was low tide, and my two elder brothers, we were playing on the beach in the sand. And suddenly from there, we decided to go to my grandmother's house, who at that time was staying at Worli. And from Mahim along the beach coast, we went to Worli walking. And then we reached the grandmother's house, where she gave something to eat, and then she noticed that we are not wearing the sleepers. Then she asked, how did you come? And you were not wearing sleepers, and there's so much sand on your feet. So we told her that there was low tide, and we suddenly decided and came here. So she got very angry. At that time, there were no phones, and she said, this is not correct, because our mommy will be searching you to go back home now. We said, now there will be high tide. There's a lot of water there now. We can't go. Then she said, okay, I'm giving you some money and you go by bus. But you must go home, otherwise mom will be searching you. So three of us, we took that money and got into the bus. And the bus driver, the conductor is saying this, ye paisa jhoota hai. Ye do आना सच्चा नहीं है, he saying. 2 आना छोटा है, इसलिए अगला स्टॉप में उतर जाओ. So next stop we got down with that money, and then just walked up another stop. And then my brother saying, how long we will walk like this? Let's wait here and get another bus. So we took another bus, thinking that that conductor will accept that khota paisa, But that fellow also said, ye to khota hai. So again we got down at the next bus stop, and then again walked one more bus stop and third bus. And the third bus was saying the same thing, "Ye paisa khota hai." So like that, we reached home. एक bus stop चलने का, एक bus stop वो खोटा पैसा से, and that's the story I will never forget. Very interesting, पैसा भी खोटा होता है. आजकल तो बच्चों को मालूम ही नहीं है. वो तो गाड़ी उनको स्कूल में छोड़ के आती है, गाड़ी लेके आती है. उनको तो अभी कुछ पता नहीं है. दे नो द ATM कार्ड होता है, ये होता है, वो होता है. They hardly use the.
अब तो रुपया खोटा होता है, अब तो रुपया नकली होता है. पहले तो सिक्का था, अब तो रुपया नकली है.
रुपया नकली है. Yeah. Hardly anybody deals with coins now.
They don't know the coins. लेकिन कुछ भी कहिए, गोल्डन डेज थे वो, जो हम लोग बचपन में कंचे खेला करते थे, और टेंशन नहीं होती थी. पढ़ाई की भी टेंशन नहीं होती थी. पता नहीं क्या बात थी, बस जो एक बार स्कूल में पढ़ा ले, नो ट्यूशन, नथिंग एल्स.
उस वक्त तो ऐसा था, जो मतलब फेल स्टूडेंट जो रहता था, वो ट्यूशन पढ़ने जाता था और वो भी ऐसा काफी ऐसा छुपा के जाता था कि कोई मुझे देख ना ले।
yes.
और 65% किसी का अगर आ गया, 60% और 62% आ गया है, दैट इज द फर्स्ट डिवीजन, वो मोहल्ले में पेड़े बांटता था। वो अगर अरे यार आपका बेटे का 60% आ गया है, पेड़ा कहाँ गया, पेड़ा कहाँ गया? अभी तो 80% पे आया तो यार बहुत कम मार्क्स आ गया बोलते हैं। पहले कोई ऐसा कंपटीशन नहीं था। पहले तो बोला ठीक है बड़े,
आजकल बड़ा बड़ा पार्टी होता है, वो पेड़ा वेड़ा का से नहीं चलेगा। पास हो गया तो पार्टी, होटल में पार्टी देने का है।
और सबसे बड़ा मिसिंग, अभी सबसे बड़ा मिसिंग क्या हो रहा है, when I was studying in that मेरे बड़े पिताजी के यहाँ मैं रहता था, from 5th standard to 10th standard तक मेरे बड़े पिताजी का रहता था। एंड माय एल्डेस्ट जो फादर थे, मतलब बड़े पिताजी होते, ही वाज अ रिटायर्ड हेडमास्टर फ्रॉम तमिलनाडु। और बीइंग अ रिटायर्ड हेडमास्टर, ही वाज वेरी स्ट्रिक्ट एंड वेरी डिसिप्लिन। और हम लोग को जैसा स्कूल 4 बजे छूटता था, आया ऐसा बस्सा पटक दिया, घर में पटक दिया और मैदान में खेलने चले जाते थे। जो स्ट्रीट लाइट जो होता था, स्ट्रीट लाइट 5:30 पौने 6 बजे के बीच में ऑन होता था। ठीक है, स्ट्रीट लाइट जैसी ऑन हुआ तो हमारा कदम घर के अंदर में रहना कंपलसरी था।
करेक्ट। और फादर के आते ही किताब ओपन, बस बुक ओपन।
वो स्ट्रीट लाइट ऑन हुआ, घर में अगर कदम नहीं रखा ना तो बाद में गाली पड़ती थी, तुमको ऐसा तुम्हारा बुद्धि पूरा भ्रष्ट हो गया है, तुम अभी गलत रास्ते में चला गया है, नहीं आया, ऐसा आ गया है। और मॉर्निंग में अच्छा, यू यूज्ड टू गेट अप अराउंड 3:15 अर्ली मॉर्निंग, उनका हैबिट था। 9:30 बजे सोते थे एंड अर्ली मॉर्निंग 3:15 यूज्ड टू गेट अप। उठने के बाद में 3:30 बजे मेरे को उठाते थे वो, अर्ली मॉर्निंग 3:30 बजे। अरे उठो यार, ये कोई सोने का टाइम है क्या, उठो यार, तुम्हारा आलस आ जाएगा, दिमाग खराब हो जाएगा, दुर्बुद्धि आ जाएगा, ऐसा बोल बोल के उठाते थे। फिर जबरदस्ती उठा के 3:45 बजे मैं उठता था। 5th स्टैंडर्ड से जो मुझे आदत लगी है 4 बजे उठने का और 4:15 बजे चाय पीने का, वो आदत आज तक ही है। और आज के डेट में किसी बच्चे को उठा नहीं आना, अरे पापा मुझे सोने दो ना यार, अभी तो 7 ही बज रहा है, मैं 8 बजे उठूंगा, 9 बजे उठूंगा, रात को 11 बजे सोया था, 1 बजे सोया था, ऐसा होता था। और हमारे टाइम में देखा कि 1 बजे सोया तो भी 4 बजे उठता था, 3 बजे सोया तो भी 4 बजे उठता था, और 4 बजे नींद अगर नहीं आई तो फिर दिन भर जगे रहते थे हम लोग। वो आज के डेट में हम लोग मिसिंग कर रहा है। ठीक है। और जब पहले क्या होता था, जैसे घर के आंगन में समर सीजन में वो पानी छिड़कते थे, रात को सोने के पहले शाम को 6:30 7 बजे पानी छिड़कते थे, लाइन से वो अपना निवार वाला पलंग बिछाते थे। और जैसा ठंडा हो गया तो रात को 9 9:30 बजे ओपन इसमें हम लोग सोते थे।
हम लोग ऊपर सोते थे, छत पे
भी सोते थे। जिसका छत नहीं, तो पहले तो कवेलू ज्यादा था ना, कवेलू जाता था पहले,
बहुत
तो हम
जगह
ऐसे ओपन आंगन में, आंगन क्या कंपाउंड वाल भी नहीं था, देयर वाज नो कंपाउंड। कंपाउंड अगर होता तो वो अपना वो टट्टे का बांस पे जो टट्टा आता था उसका लगाते थे, कभी वो तो गाय वैसे उड़ा के लेके चला। तो वो हम आज के डेट में वी आर मिसिंग दैट वन। ठीक है, अभी ओपन में कोई सो नहीं पाता है, छत पे कोई सोता नहीं है, ओपन छत होने के बावजूद कोई सोता नहीं। अरे यार बहुत गर्म हो रहा है यार, एसी कहाँ गया?
अभी मच्छर बहुत हो गया है, तभी मच्छर भी नहीं था।
मच्छर भी नहीं था, अभी तो मच्छर हो गया। पोल्यूशन, वही बोल रहा अभी रामन साहब जो बोल रहे हैं, द पोल्यूशन, एनवायरमेंटल पोल्यूशन बहुत बड़ा इम्पैक्ट हो आज के डेट।
Actually, we used to put our cot on the road and sleep in our village. In summer, when there was moonlight, we used to put the cot on the road and sleep. Mosquitoes were unknown in those days. And speaking of coins, I have a small bit of information to tell you. We had 1 quarter anna coin. Quarter anna means 1/64 of a rupee.
Yes.
1/190. There was 1/192, which was 1 paisa. And this quarter anna is 3 paisa. And that George VI King Emperor,
Yes.
the coin that was available, a very big copper coin, we used to rub the coin with tamarind and fine ash, vibhuti kind of thing. And we used to rub it so long, you won't believe it, it looked exactly like gold.
Yes.
It was because it was brass and copper, and if you can polish it, it will be exactly, really and truly, is shone like gold.
Yeah.
If you expose it to weather, then it gets some atmospheric discoloration. It becomes dull once more. But you can polish it, polish it, polish it. It was a great pastime for us. We used to have each one, we will have our quarter anna, and we will have one dirty cloth hanky. And we used to put some vibhuti, ash in it, and
Yeah.
put the coin inside and rub it with our fingers. And we made it shone like actual gold. That is one of the things I do miss terribly.
Yes.
I wish I had those coins so that I can polish it and show to my grandson. Perhaps he may be interested, perhaps he may not. That we can't say.
Still, I have silver coin.
We had खड्डा वाला 1 पैसा, 1 पैसा खड्डा होता था उसमें, और फिर
100 नया पैसे का 1 रुपया, 1 रुपये का 100 नया पैसे,
100 नया पैसा, और वो गोल होता था, बीच में खड्डा होता था
या
और उसको फिर हम लोग धागा बांधते थे, हम
that is another quarter anna.
Yeah.
The one that had a hole in center is also a quarter anna. It was made like that because of metal shortage due to Second World War.
Yeah.
Second World War, metal shortage.
Wind the thread around that coin and join all together to make the belt.
Yeah, quite true. Necklace, belt kind of. Manjula Kotari ji, you are not spoken at all.
I'm loving hearing you all because
we
you
would
have
love
more experience than me. So
we would love to hear you.
You have to say something. You have to say something.
Okay, sir. Sir, I used to stay in Mumbai. I was brought up in Mumbai, but born in Rajasthan. And I used to stay with a joint family. My grandfather, grandmother, uncle, auntie, everybody. We had a we had a 2-bedroom hall flat in Matunga, Mumbai. And we were nearly 25 of them staying in that house, in the single toilet and single bathroom.
That rings a bell. That rings a bell.
So, but this was a 3-story building, but we used to enjoy a lot because we were nearly 40 to 45 children in our building. And there was a fixed time that all the children would come on the terrace, and my house was on the terrace floor. So all the children used to come on the terrace and we used to play and have a lot of fun. And especially during the summer season, we used to clean whole terrace. But the terrace was on the 3rd floor also, and the terrace was on the 4th floor also. पानी डाल के पूरा टेरेस को धोते थे, फिर पूरे गद्दे लगा देते थे और गद्दा लगा के रात भर वहीं पे सोना करना. This was our summer season. And suppose we had gone to Rajasthan to my nanny's place and all, so we used to sleep there also on the terrace or in the corridor. Not in the corridor, out of the house there was this thing, passage. So we used to go and sleep there. But I have enjoyed my life. I'll have to say that thing. Though my parents, though my grandfather, grandmother were very strict, they were very punctual, but still I used to enjoy my life. Thank you.
Good, nice. I think we all have had whatever we have to share. And fortunately or unfortunately, today our attendance is rather thin. So I propose that we say good evening and disperse. If anybody has anything else to say, add to the proceedings, welcome. Otherwise, we say good evening and close.
Good evening.
Good night,
Thank
sir.
you to all.
Good evening. Thank you so much
Good
for the
evening,
wonderful
good evening.
session.
Good evening.
Yeah, everything is see, that is one thing. It is not, you don't evaluate the information, whether it is useful, but this, that. No, not that. We spend an hour seeing friends, exchanging ideas. You see, you can talk endlessly about snacks. You can, oh, Ajay Raji, you are a latecomer, I think.
One thing, Raman sir, one thing I would like to say here. Okay.
Yeah.
See, nowadays, this students, they are learning the tables, 1 to 100 tables like that they are used to. There is no tables in the fractions nowadays. Okay. Fraction means how I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Fraction I'm telling you.
But
Yeah. When I was
that is true. My friends can recite 7 by 8 multiplication table.
Correct.
1 7 by 8 is 7 by 8. 2 7 by 8 is so much. You see, I can't do that. I don't know.
When I was in primary,
but it is not something we should need to regret, because
it is
now
not
the
regretting. It is
mobile.
not regretting. What I want to say is that one, that memorize one individuals. Memorize. Memory is increased.
But I will say, I will say one thing. At age 8, my grandson is at least 10 times more intelligent and better informed than me. Yeah, his syllabus is heavier. He has learnt a lot. He knows a lot. He used to correct me now and then. Tata, that is not McDonald. Say McDonald. It's like that. So, the education wise and everything, they you see, every coin has two sides.
Definitely.
There are things that was undreamt of in our time when we were teenagers. They see, I would like to share a thing with you. I had a friend who was deeply in love with a girl in our street, you know. Nowadays, what will happen is the both will quit, get out, marry them, marry, and then intimate their parents. We have married. Correct. Don't try to break us up. This is for your information only, not approval.
Correct.
Okay, this is what happened. But that man who was madly and passionately was in loving somebody, okay, he was terrified of telling it to his parents.
Correct.
Okay. And I volunteered, I will do the talking. I will tell your parents that you, etc. He even trembled at that idea. Please don't do it. I dare not. So that is all. It is a love lost anyway. That was the time. We were as high school boys. We used to tremble at the thought of talking to girls in the class.
That is true. That is
girls are girls, boys are boys. That's all. There is no chit chat. There is no exchange of sly looks or that kind of thing. That is now more current. That is
nowadays, my son is saying, "Why you put me in a boys' school? Why not in co-ed?"
Yeah.
Though I am from co-ed school, but I never spoke to boys. Even after my
you
MBBS,
yourself,
spoke to boys.
You can easily imagine. You can imagine. Is all we can say. The reason you can imagine. Okay. So we have Mr. Ajay Roy with us. He seems to be only not even listening.
He's listening.
That is our hope.
Basically, later I was just gone for some automobile shop for making my car and scooter repaired. That's why I could not attend your seminar. But I heard that you are taking the lead today, Raman Saab.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah, very poor substitute for Mr. Lax.
I don't know the topic, what the discussion is going on.
The topic is what we are missing today as compared to what we thoroughly enjoyed in our young days. Good old bygone days.
And most of the
the vote, the winner in the list was a good environment, communication and correspondence between friends and relatives, meeting in person, relatives, close members of the family, and having fun time, and playing any number of games, special games like I don't know. But they all said the Hindi names, which I can not
Tambola
able to recall.
or playing cards.
Tambola, Rummy. Tambola, Rummy, Bridge. No,
Rummy,
not that kind of games.
Ludo was a very popular for us because whenever myself and my wife is alone, we used to play Ludo. And Ludo is for the 2% or can be 4%. But basically,
one of my friends.
The missing only thing is the obviously sir बचपन को तो कौन भूल सकता है बचपन की यादें तो
we used to collect cigarette packets.
Yeah, matchbox labels. Cigarette cigarette.
मैचबॉक्स को है ना ग्लू से जोड़ के उसका सोफा बनाते थे, कुर्सी बनाते थे।
हम लोग गोटी बहुत खेलते थे, गोटी
मार्बल बहुत खेलते थे।
I also played that ring, जो छल्ला होता है ना छल्ला को ड्रॉ करना और पुराना टायर मिल जाता था उसको ही
लगोरी
That was a very fun.
पिट्टू
पिट्टू टायर को लेके पुराने टायर साइकिल का टायर और जो भी मिल जाता था और पीछे पीछे बच्चे भाग रहे हैं हम तो सारे फ्रेंड तो कौन सबसे आगे लीड लेता है ये एंड वन मोर थिंग वो ये जो होता है ना वो जो आप बता रहे हैं वो माचिस और सिगरेट के पैकेट उनको सर्किल में रख के फिर उससे रबड़ के उससे उसको हिट करके निकालना That was a very funny.
बेचकी खेलते थे, बेचकी बेचकी हाँ ऐसा करे पत्थर फेंकते थे,
गुलेल बोलता था गुलेल।
एक और हमने गेम
झाड़ के फिर बादाम तोड़ते थे और आम तोड़ते थे, आंवला, इमली।
One more game we were playing. वो सारे बच्चे अपने अलग अलग छुप के हाथ में कार्बन का वो लेके कोयला and we make it चिल काटा कहते थे उसको।
I think we can have a separate session talking about our childhood games. There seem to be a good number of games. About very many of them might be forgotten, not known in these days. Even card games, in our family, we used to play a game which so far I have not found another family knowing about the game itself.
Which one?
That's a very the name we gave the name current in our family was called Varahan. Varahan means a gold coin, you see. And I'll just tell you the highlight is diamond 10, spade 2, and all the 4 aces were very important. If you know the game, you can tell me. Otherwise, in another session, we will explain the intricacies of the game, which 2 people can play, 3 people can play, and 4 people also can play. It's a very flexible and interesting kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So with that, we come to the end of our program. It is 6:15. Well, we spent 75 minutes well spent. Nice talking to you, friends. Picking up a lot of information. And a few games, this kind of thing. And we had only one person who said the childhood was such a rigid lifestyle, which was something which shook us to the roots. We were very sorry to hear that. But well, that is life. Life deals bad cards to some people, bad cards to some people, very good cards to some other people. It takes all variety. Anyway, now in present form, the deprived person has got 10 times more enjoyment than ourselves, because what was missed in these good old days, it is now available tenfold now. So
Correct.
that is something great. You see, we are all with diminishing balances, where here is one person whose balance has multiplied, which is a great thing. And the congratulations on that score. So with this observation, I call the meeting to conclude. It's natural. Happy conclusion. Good evening, everybody. Have a nice time. Till we meet next week. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Bye. Good evening.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
So Archana, I think
Archana, she has gone to sleep.
well, okay. So we can all
Viroj will be there.
walk
Viroj
out
will be there.
without taking the thumb.
Viroj
So
will be
we will
there.
miss the goodbye. We will miss the goodbye gift, right?
Archana, good night.
Okay.
Good night.
See you
Good night,
then.
sir. Good night. Good
Thank,
night to everybody.
thank you. Good night. So I should be last to leave. We are having been the host. It may be very not proper for me to leave ahead of others. So I will be the last person to leave. Thank you very much.
Okay, we start living. Okay.
I
Thanks
think
a
they
lot.
are enjoying her stories, Archana, and she doesn't want to close it.
Mhm.
Archana, you are enjoying our stories.
In absence, yeah.
Rose. She doesn't want to close it. I
She is
don't know.
not there to close it. She is not there to close it. That's all. She was so probably so bored, walked out. Walked out in protest.
We also can't close it, I can't see any leave the meeting.
No, yeah, but we can see. As a, if you just tap
I
on
can't
the
see.
screen, all that will come. Chat box, your mic muting, etc. Everything will be there. And on top right, you will see the leave option also. Hmm. I think we have no other option but to leave.